Welcome back to the Chewing and Drinking podcast, where me and my co-host chew and drink food. On today's episode, Justin's drinking piss, and I'm eating veggies. So, roll the intro music.
I just realized in doing this bit, I'm gonna have to pee like really badly eventually. So it's just a ticking time bomb when I'm gonna have to pee. Stay tuned. Roll the intro music to find out when I pee.
I tried Viagra for the first time.
Comes to people who can't cut. No, fuck that. That's your sock wardrobe.
I'm going to jail.
Freaking pretentious. Got you. Listen up. Welcome to the Justin Ian podcast.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I do not have to urinate yet, but you know
I'm still eating the veggies.
It's still on the table. I'll be chugging up some water the whole way through.
I mean, man, I seen that workout video on your story. You gotta hydrate the muscles.
My little
Man, your
cheeky.
face. I feel like everyone's workout face is also their coming face.
Wow. Well, only you would know.
Me and Justin are more than co-hosts. We're lowers.
But yeah,
I wonder if people actually think that
we're
gay?
like dating, that we're actually
like lovers,
like homosexual, repressed.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
We'll
wonder.
poll.
There has to be. With the Instagram poll, do you think me and Justin are gay?
I know we're matching right now.
We
Unintentional.
didn't find this.
No, we didn't. We literally just synced up. I mean,
damn. I think that's a little too much, actually.
oh, sorry. I just did
Just do
reverse.
the top button.
I don't have a top button to show, Ian. I just
No, me. I'll just do the top button, and then everything else is gone. I'm not gonna actually do that. I'm too insecure. I'll do this.
Whoa! Look at the chain. Look at the chisel.
I'm like one whole bun. Look at my look at the difference.
Oh, dude, the same. Look at that. Look at this difference.
This is how you know this summer, me and Justin gonna be tan, and we're gonna
it's
be.
It's actually kind of scary. Like even on my hands, like comparing the skin on my hands to the skin on my neck, it's completely different colors. But it's fine.
Me and Justin are gonna be the color of leather belts by the end of the summer.
We're reversible leather belt. Me and you, Ian. We'll just turn back to back whichever leather belt you want to match with.
We're gonna be so leathery. When we dap people up, it's gonna make like a whipping sound. Yeah.
Oh man, cracking knuckles.
I know for a fact. There's a population of people who listen to us that have
the 10 people who listen.
Trauma.
Oh no, sorry, the 20 people. Of 20 people.
20 people.
So we have a population size of 20.
I guarantee you, the sound of snapping leather reminds them of their childhood.
That's fucked up.
It's probably true. Ask anyone. Let's do that as a survey.
No.
Have you gotten hit as a kid?
Yo.
How many times were you hit as a kid?
Holy fuck. Okay, well, guys, today is episode 48 of the Just Need podcast. And if you don't know math, because I don't know, that's count it with me. 1, 3,
2. Oh fuck, 3. Obviously,
I know you're not good at math, but that was simple.
I'm sorry.
But we are 2 episodes. Well, actually, it is 3 episodes. 3 episodes away from episode 50.
5T.
The big episode that we have been proclaiming for the last 3 years.
We've been dreading this number. Who knows what's gonna happen?
So, in honor of the return to the episode 50, the most infamous and most fabled episode of our audio and visual program. For our last 2 episodes, we're gonna throw it back to the OG style of how we did the very first season of the podcast. So if you are unfamiliar and you have only joined us recently when we started being most consistent, in asterisks, our original plan for the podcast was to do 2 a week. One episode on film and 1 episode on fashion, each 30 minutes. But that quickly, very, very quickly divulged into not doing either. And then I think for a little bit we did alternating. So 1 week we did film, 1 week we did fashion, which is kind of how the first season was ordered out. I think it's even on the first season that it's 1-to-1.
Yeah. I don't know why we thought we would be able to handle that because we're like chronic ramblers.
Chronic
And
ramblers.
I don't know why.
I'm a chronic procrastinator.
I don't know why we thought we could handle 2 podcasts a week, thinking we can only maintain it to 30 minutes each.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think we were biting off more than we could chew, but at least now we know we couldn't. So yeah, today's episode will throw back to the very first episode of the Just Eating podcast that is not available on YouTube, only available on. Oh, it's only available on SoundCloud. It's not available on
We should
YouTube.
re-upload that.
It's not available on Spotify or Apple Music or podcast or whatever.
On YouTube.
It's only on.
It's not even on
SoundCloud.
YouTube.
No, it's only on SoundCloud. It's also the only audio episode.
Yeah.
But
remember we
it was
tried
the
live
only
streaming
episode
too.
that we live streamed. It was the only live stream
I don't
episode.
know how many people were watching that. I forgot. I don't think a lot.
Yeah. I don't know if anyone who's still listening today was there for the episode 1, but if you were, please like the video.
Man, didn't we get like a lot of views on that first episode on SoundCloud?
Dude, that's one of the most listened to episodes.
But a lot of them is just Russian bots.
No, that was episode 7. That was a random episode later on. I think, you know what's weird? I feel like because it was the first episode, everyone wanted to see what we were doing. Also, that's when we had a lot of friends.
Now the herd is thinned. We don't know
Mhm.
anyone anymore. Now that graduation happened, or it's happening for me, thinned out. Only know like 2 people now.
It's
That's
okay.
it.
well, everyone,
know
so
why.
if you don't know, Ian, you can go fill up your water while I explain the Talk It docket for today. So, very first episode of Just Eating Podcast was a review of the feature film Marvel Studios Avengers Endgame. So we're throwing it back. We're not going to be doing a full episode on one movie because that's we don't have the brain capacity to talk about one movie for that long. But the subsequent film episode, I think it was casting, and that was inspired by us watching Detective Pikachu, and we wanted to talk about the idea of casting because we were like, what the heck? Why is Ryan Reynolds Pikachu? So in today's episode, after this long-winded, super rambly intro, we're going to be talking about new intellectual property and new films. So this is movies that are not sequels or prequels or spin-offs or reboots or reboot-doo-doos in the poops. These are mostly original. I say mostly original because technically the Northman is not 100% original, but that aside, we'll just get into it. Meat and potatoes, Ian.
Wow.
Pasta meter is going to be highly active today. Highly active pasta meter.
We're gonna be like parboiling our pasta al dente perfectly. We're gonna be good.
We're gonna be a factory. We're gonna be an Italian chain restaurant, just cranking out the pasta.
Italian restaurant. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Eastside Mario's up in this. Flip side Mario. Flip side.
Listen,
Mario.
flip side Mario. Mario's still a Filipino name.
It is still a Filipino name. That's why it still works. But yes, flip side Mario's. Here we are. Like your 2 favorite cooks. Cranking out the pasta sauce,
like
cranking
Mario
out the pasta
and Luigi,
noodles.
you know?
Sorry?
And you're like Mario and Luigi. We're like Mario and Luigi.
Oh, yeah. And potential feature guest on the podcast. Go subscribe to her to show her that we have people who care about our podcast and our content.
Make her your favorite comfort YouTuber.
Yeah.
I'm going to say... Make her your favorite comfort YouTuber.
Not us. We're your favorite chaos YouTubers.
I don't know if you can be comfortable listening to us.
No, you can, which is great, which is what I enjoy. I enjoy a little
just
rough
PTSD
listening
every time you listen to it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's like a hard cock on a chalkboard.
Whoa.
A cockboard.
A cockboard?
Mm-hmm.
Hard.
All right.
I feel like since it's
hint,
kind of
yes.
fleshy and soft, it doesn't make that much sound, but it's fine.
Not when you have a piercing on it.
Oh,
Right through the head.
Wait, if it's a route, we're done with this. We're done with this. I'm cutting it off. I was gonna, you know me. I know I was gonna go into some next shit talking about piercings on cock, but we don't need to go there. All right, Ian, new IP for films. Let's get into it. I'm gonna start. Actually, let me start. No, let's do it together.
Start. Okay.
So-
At the same time, we're overlapping.
Okay, so let's get the big movie out of the way first. Everything,
Which one?
Everywhere, All at Once. Ian, introduce the film because I've been talking for way too long.
What do you want to do? Give a little synopsis?
You just
a little
lay down the law of what this film is.
You know, Everywhere, Everything, All at Once was directed by Daniels, not the Daniels. They hate that.
Mm-mm.
I watched an interview.
Mm-mm.
And if you do put the lowercase the, don't make it official.
It is not. They're not the band The Daniels. They're the band
They're
Daniels.
not just Daniels. So it's a director duo. of two guys named Daniel. And they not originally, but they first directed a movie called Swiss Army Man, also produced or distributed by A24. Great watch. Daniel Radcliffe is a corpse and Paul Dano is suicidal. When isn't he? Am I right? Anyways, so this is their follow-up film. Bruce Wayne. But yeah, this is their follow-up film. It's a star-studded cast, amazing cast, Asian cast. Amazing. It's great. Amazing performances from, help me with the names, Justin. Michelle Yeoh. I want to know Wayne's name. I know it. Key or something like that.
We're ill-prepared as always.
I actually don't know a lot of the script. We're never prepared. What's wrong with
what's
us?
her name? Jamie Lee Curtis is plays the only white woman.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Oh no, Jenny Slate is in there too. I lied.
The very few white people. And basically the movie is about a lot of things. Family, existentialism. Thank you, Justin. It's about a lot of things. Family, existentialism, the American dream, existentialism, a little American dream in there. You can kind of argue that. Not as much as Minari, but it's in there. It's just a fun, crazy multiversal ride. It's weird. It's gritty. And it's not even gritty, just fantastical sci-fi. It is probably the most original thing I've watched this year.
Yeah, even though it plays on a concept that was done previously and most infamously known with Spider-Man.
Yeah. This one blows it out of water. I feel
this. Yeah, it does. It does. All right. So pasta meter off the top, Ian. Before we get into the nits and gritties, lots of Let me. Well, we're only like what 10 minutes in, 20 minutes in. So let me get it out of the way. We're gonna get spoiler heavy for this movie. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
The movies. Yeah.
Ambulance by Michael Bay. And the Northman. Well, we're gonna do a trio of new intellectual property today.
Spoily woilies. So if you haven't seen it, pause the video, go watch it.
Go pick one.
Come back.
I would say pick one.
I would say the first one or the Northman if you're really if you're not really into crying. Watch the Northman.
If you're into if you love us for the chaos, go watch Ambulance. No, Ambulance is a lot more chaotic than I honestly had. Okay, that's a later movie. All right, stay on track. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. So, pasta meter, Ian, put it out. Let's go. What are we processing?
I am processing that movie as a solid. It's a pot of pasta with a lot of different noodles in there, and that's I'll eat the whole pot of linguine, tagliatelle, ravioli, gnocchi. I'm eating it all. It's all in one big pot. That's what it is. Yeah, I'm eating it all. I'm eating it all multiple times over for infinity.
We're just dumping all the pastas.
Everything and anything all at once in a boiling pot of pasta, and I ate it multiple times over.
Yeah, and we're saucing it up. Every sauce in there. Just throw every sauce in there.
That'd be disgusting. Every sauce.
Get the white sauce, red sauce, pasta, pesto sauce.
Pesto.
Let's diarrhea. Get it all in there. It's gonna come out brown at the end anyway, so let's just all throw it in there.
Yeah, like when you just mix every color together on a paint palette, it just turns brown or black. Yeah, that's the color of the pasta.
Purpley brown.
It's like Grimace. Ian in the universe. Grimace. You're right. It's like your sweater. Your shirt you're wearing. Every version of Ian. Every version of Justin and Ian from the Alphaverse to the shitty verse is all given this a pasta pot, a pot of pasta. That's how I rate this film.
Whoa, I can't even comprehend what you just said. That's how crazy this film is, huh?
You got to watch the movie first, and then you'll get it.
We watched the movies together.
But yeah. How about you, Justin? What are you rating it?
I'll say, what's up? It's the mid-roll. Have you watched any of the films yet? I think I said to like and subscribe earlier, but if I didn't and you skipped over it, why would you do that? We had such good content. Why would you do that?
Why are you an asshole? Don't be an asshole.
Hit the buttons
right now.
And tell your friends that you listen to this cool podcast. You support local creators. You support small creators.
You're like supporting us is like shopping at a Walgreens. You're gonna get all the locals.
Walgreens. That's not local.
Walmart.
No.
Sobeys. No frills.
You're just listing chain restaurants at this point.
Get back to the episode.
Like and subscribe now. Please. Do it now.
Please. Now, please and thank you. If it's not too much of a burden.
We really need it, and we really appreciate if you do it. So please.
Hey, fucking do it if you don't mind,
I'm gonna
please.
put this fist on your fist, and we're gonna connect fists.
I'm gonna fucking buy you. I'm gonna buy you fucking dinner.
Fist you.
Now get back to the fucking episode. Get back to the fucking episode.
Keep watching it till the end.
Northman.
Do it now. Okay, bye. I've been saying the same for the last 5 seconds. So it's gonna be me just going the same. The same. But yeah, it's what a picture that was. I posted on my story. I just said, "Dad." I think I said like, "Goddamn, that's a movie."
That's a movie.
That was my reaction.
And
it's man. I think
responses.
It helps to go in a little blind. So if it's the first you're hearing of this,
I think
head on
over
the marketing
to your local for that movie.
Cineplex Theater.
I think the marketing for that movie did it a great service because it shows a lot, but nothing really. Like it was just a bunch of like,
much.
no, it's just money shots that gets you hooked, and I think that's literally all you need for this movie.
It is
because the Daniels are great directors because they're very creative and they kind of remind me of like Edgar Wright, but like kind of cracked out, like a little more cracked out than Edgar Wright. That's the vibe I'm getting from them. And they're not afraid to do crazy shit. So
not at all.
I think that was a good way to
wild
do it.
boys behind the sticks.
Not even just
they're wild boys behind the sticks.
Not even just that. Even in terms of, did they write it as well? Was it written and directed by?
I think so.
Yeah.
It is written and directed by both.
Yeah, that movie's fantastic. Performances all around are also amazing. There's not one person in the cast that slacks for me personally. Everyone has their moments. Amazing.
And I think there's something to say about how this is a very experimental film at its core. Like in how it meshes the style of like 5 different movies, but it plays each movie so successfully, from like indie family drama to Hong Kong romance movie to
literally to like kung fu
1980s kung fu like I was gonna say masterpiece, but yeah, that's still appropriate. Kung fu masterpiece.
Fucking hidden. It's like if you took Hidden Tiger, Crouching Dragon.
I think you mixed up the words.
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
There we go.
And you mixed it up with The Farewell. And then you threw a little bit of Spider-Man in there of the multiverse in the multiverse.
Yeah.
That's what this movie is. And then throw it all together and then take a tab of acid and then watch that. And that's what this movie is.
No, and throw in some like YouTube short film, like early short films with like inanimate objects.
Like Freddie Wong.
Yeah.
That's that. So there is a video. Everyone check it out. I think it's by The Verge. One of the publication magazines did an interview with them. I sent you the video about the FX breakdown.
Yeah, when they had a small team.
They went guerrilla on that. That movie, if you told me only 5 people collectively were working on that, I wouldn't believe you, because they did a spectacular job working on it. And the effects were charming. They were a little hokey, but I think that's kind of
that's part of the charm.
100%. You know, if you can make a talking raccoon work, then
you can make a talking rock work.
You can make a talking rock work, and it's not even a talking rock.
No, it's just
scene. Oh my god.
Oh, rocks.
That scene got me fucked up, man.
Ian will never see googly eyes and rocks in the same way, and neither will you. Let's get into the meat and potatoes though of this film. Sniffles, Sniffles like crazy in this film. Ian, Sniffles on the deck.
You know, I was not expecting to cry.
And Sniffles in the theater. It was a aromatic experience of.
Yeah, everyone sounded like they were cutting onions in that theater.
Yeah,
and it was. That's why I love the movie going experience. You know, you experience everything together as a collective. It's like Midsummer. You know that scene where Danny's crying with the women?
So I have yet to watch Midsummer.
Oh, well,
it's a choice.
It's just a big group of women crying together in empathetic ecstasy. Yeah, that's how I felt in the theater. Justin wasn't crying, but I was crying a lot. I cried like 3 individual times.
I didn't know it was Ian crying. I thought it was the guy beside Ian and the guy behind me crying, but it was probably all. I was flanked with tears.
Yeah, it was. I was not as embarrassed to cry, because a lot of people were like, man, that last act was very tough.
Heavy.
Not tough, but the message was very
It hits
the movie
hard.
is so hopeful,
it is,
but also nihilistic. It's both.
You know what? This film is a masterclass in balancing extremes and playing off both extremes in a beautiful dance, in a beautiful, elegant dance.
Yeah. And it doesn't even say one is right or one is wrong.
No, it just presents both of them.
Both.
And presents them both in a spectacularly clear and effective way.
Yeah, there's and you understand both perspectives. You understand the villain's perspective being Jobu Tabaki. That's a name. I'm not just saying gibberish. It's Jobu Tabaki, or as Michelle Yeoh's character says a lot, just mispronounce it as Chewbacca Dubaka, Jerky Shubuki. There's a bunch of garbage. It's like what me and Justin used to do with the Oscars. Wonky slash. It's like what me and Banjo Kazooie. Rooney Zooty, Banjo Kazooie. Yeah, that's why we love this movie. It's just a bunch of gibberish and garbage.
Oh, that's literally speaking our language.
Yeah, literally. I had a friend watch it before me, and she was like, Ian, have you watched it? I'm like, no. She's like, this movie was made for you. I'm like, why? The humor in it is just so Ian. And I'm like, wow, okay.
What I watched tall order.
Like, I was intrigued. I'm like, what do you mean this is very Ian? And I'm like, oh, yeah, okay.
I see it all.
Penis fingers? I get it.
Dude!
The hot dog fingers are so... I love how even the scientists in the Alphaverse were very confused. They were like,
oh, dude.
They're like,
yeah.
They were
crazy.
like, what is that? How did that happen? And like, apparently she went to a timeline where the human genome have changed dramatically, and it cut to a cutaway of a bunch of monkeys killing another monkey, but they all had hot dog fingers, and they killed the only normal
is from
finger.
2001: A Space Odyssey, very infamous scene of them with the monkey suits.
Oh,
and they changed it, so the monkey suits now have sausage fingers. And if you follow A24 on Instagram, you might have seen sausage finger, the gloves, the items. So
yeah, they're sold out now. By the way,
yeah, it's crazy.
I was gonna buy them. And then they sold out. I'm kind of glad I didn't because I saw them on Andrew Garfield and they look massive.
Yeah,
so I'm kind of glad I didn't.
And Andrew Garfield is a tall white man, and he probably has some long fingers to bounce them out. So on us medium-sized Filipinos, that's gonna be super long. But it is closer to our skin tone than it is to Andrew Garfield's skin tone. I will say.
I think it's closer. It's closer. Think of closer to a Trump or a Cheeto. That's the color I'd describe it as. It's more orange.
I guess. Than tan.
Yeah.
It's not as hot. It's more artificial hot dog than a fresh deli cut.
Yeah. It's definitely the dollar store version of what you get in the movie. But yeah, it's that movie was fantastic.
I watched a video where they explained how they made the fingers, and apparently they got the regular fingers and then they just extended them.
Yeah, they just casted it and then they put hot dogs on the end. That's it. That's all it is. Amazing.
Ugh.
Man, what else there's so much to say about this movie, man. It threw me for a twirl. I thought about it afterwards in a very existential way.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, I don't know. It was you can see it as an allegory for a lot of things. Mental health, depression, like that type of stuff.
Asian American experience.
Asian American. Oh, for sure. I think if you're an Asian American or Asian Canadian who grew up in an immigrant family, something in this movie, it doesn't. They're ethnically Chinese in the movie, but anyone who lived up with immigrant parents or fresh off the boat parents, they hit. There's some. Oh yeah.
Even I think the most interesting detail is in the beginning when they're like speaking in, I don't know if it's Cantonese or if it's Mandarin, but they're doing it and they're throwing in English words in the middle of it.
Yeah.
I'm like, whoa.
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever seen someone do that where they throw in both languages so seamlessly.
Like they do the Mandel English or the Canto English.
Yeah, the Canto English. Perfectly. Like usually I feel like in like Marvel movies when they try to do the Canto English or something like that, like in Shang-Chi, I'm sure they probably did it where they like say a few, like they say the mostly thing in Chinese or a Cantonese or Mandarin or whatever. And then right at the end they go English words. And I'm like, that's very still.
But in the way they say it, it's either they'll say the proverb in their language and then repeat it again in English. And be like, they'll say it and then they'll be like, "You were the light of my world." It's like you just said that. The subtitles showed me that. But then in this way,
they're like they make the whole one sentence just perfectly matching up in both.
Yeah, it's like when you're on the bus and you hear like someone talking on the phone and it's like they're saying, speaking our language, like da pizza nova I'm hurting my feelings like it's just it's someone who grew up here but also had to learn the language. Yeah, they had to learn the language, so fluid. It's very fluid in the way they switch from English to. Yes, fluid and fluent. Fluidity.
Fluentity.
Yes. Fluentity. Fluent titties is how we would describe it.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, the movie's fantastic. I need to see it again. I want to see it again.
I'm trying to see it again as well. But yeah, I think on the second go, it's gonna hit completely different, knowing what's to come.
It took Justin 3 times to watch Jojo Rabbit and cry. So
yeah, because but the thing is too about this movie, like you don't know where it's going. You absolutely don't know where it's going.
That's a good point, bro. That's another good point, because literally it's like it could.
I don't know what's happening, but it's a good in a good way.
It could have easily been a one-note pony kind of story, like okay, you have to do this and you got to do this to beat this. But then it took a turn halfway through. Spoiler alert, where the main Evelyn is perceived to die.
Yeah.
And then that's when the story kind of takes a different turn and gets really wonky and stuff. It's very interesting.
And then it takes another turn again, and then again.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah, man. That movie is fantastic. Yeah, crying tears. If you don't cry by the end of it, by your like third watch, Justin, I'm gonna say, what's wrong with
There you go. I'm
what's wrong with your heart,
after
man?
the first watch, that was me.
No. If you don't watch after your third watch, man, and you don't even like a little shed, what are you doing? Come on. So yeah,
are you targeting me particularly for the JoJo?
I want to see you. I want to see you in tears.
I know.
I want to see you blubbering,
dude. I don't know
if I've ever seen you cry.
Me neither.
I've never seen you cry. You never seen me cry.
No, I don't. No, I saw you cry. I heard you cry.
Yeah, I mean, I was like biting my tongue, trying not to like sob. I was like, and then just the tears coming down. Man,
that's what the masks
that last line.
It's like a face tissue.
Oh yeah, it absorbs. Man, that last line of the movie kills me. Where her daughter's like, "You can go anywhere in the universe. Like, why are you fighting so hard for here?" And then she's like, "You're right. I don't need to be here, but I want to be here with you." Oh, come on, man. That's just beautiful. Ooh. Beautiful. It's fucking
what a picture.
So good. What a fucking picture.
If you like Lady Bird, this will hit.
Oh, that's what else is mixed in. Lady Bird for sure.
If you like Lady Bird, but you want to see Lady Bird from the mom's perspective, this is it.
Mm-hmm.
This is
want to see her perspective through every universe.
So many genres in this film are so good. Oh my gosh!
I think my favorite bit from there is Ratatouille. Ratatouille is the best fucking bit.
Dude, that's
so
such
funny.
Oh my god, I can't believe they were like, oh, it's such a one-off joke. Like it could have been a nothing. There's so many things in this movie that could have been nothing bits, but they bring them back in such intentional ways that when you see it again, you're like, whoa, oh, it wasn't just like a one-off thing. It was like actual, like, oh, this is part of the movie. Yeah.
All the stories in each universe that we visit kind of like follow it hits the same beats as the main story across all the universes. They're all like happening simultaneously and they all hit the same notes, but they all happen in respect to their own universe.
Yeah.
When Michelle Yeoh is famous, she's hitting these same like emotional points, but through the interaction she's having with Waymond when they didn't get married. And in Ratatouille is the same thing. It's
like that's so crazy to have that pacing and have the charting happen at like from
literally
this is basically 7 different movies in one.
But they all have the same plot, just written differently.
Exactly.
Here's how I would describe it.
Oh my god.
Same font family, but different styles. You know what I mean? That's how I would describe it. Every story is like a Helvetica, but this one is just a Helvetica Light, and this one's a Helvetica Bold. Same thing, different look. That's how I would say it.
No, I think it's more of a Helvetica condensed versus a Helvetica wide. And instead of the singular regular Helvetica, and then it's like black, bold, semi-bold, whatever. It's like the different widths and heights.
It's like it's like the multiverse itself in that movie. Everything can be either just a slight change or a huge
massive change. Yeah.
massive thing. It's like remember that font you showed me? Helvetica
the Comic Sans.
Sand.
Helvetica
Comic
Sans?
Helvetica.
Yeah, whatever.
So
Something like that.
bad. It's like someone mixed Helvetica and Comic Sans and made a monstrosity. But yeah.
That is the
somewhere
fun
in the
we're
universe,
connecting with this film.
somewhere in the multiverse, there's a universe that thinks, oh my god, Helvetica Sans is the best font ever. Or that
And then
too.
Comic
Helvetica's
Sans is the best font.
Yeah, it's so clean, it's so elegant, so simple. It reminds you of childhood.
It's such a beautiful font. There's so many intricacies with this, with the shape and the C. Oh,
it shows how unperfect it is. I hate how how some fonts are just all geometric. Boo. Bauhaus art design, the worst.
Cleanliness,
Ew.
simplicity.
You know what my least favorite graphic design era is? 70s vintage print ads. Apple did horrible ads in the 70s.
Simplicity?
Volkswagen too.
Ugh. White images are
Clean
white backgrounds with
clean
cutout images
text.
on clean black text.
No, I need maximalism to the max.
I need word art everywhere. I need
in that universe, kids pics is the industry standard. Yeah. Kids pics is Photoshop, and MS Paint is like Illustrator.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, what a world! All right, moving on.
Yeah.
Another film that Ian didn't watch, but I watched. I want to get this quickly, briefly, because this movie was so. I was honestly
after that. I'll talk about Come On Then. We'll do a movie that we didn't watch. Yeah.
So this is my pitch for Ian to watch Ambulance, or as I like to say, LA Ants. So I'll just preamble.
Is that
a
how
bit.
it's marketed?
Yeah, the LA is very significant. It's very it's capitalized usually. So
fucking okay.
When I went to watch it, when I was going to watch this movie, I bought tickets for the 7:00 show, and I'm like, okay, it takes me about half an hour to get there. So I bought the tickets around 6. I'm like, oh, I'll take a nap, and then I took a nap and I woke up at 7:30. I'm like, oh shit. Oh. Well, that ticket is gone. I'm not getting it refunded. So I bought the ticket for the 9:00. And then little did I know that I was gonna step into a cinematic world, a cinematic experience that I did. This would be my first Michael Bay movie I think I watched in theaters. And I'm like, okay, it's Michael Bay, whatever. It's not going to be like great. It's going to be exciting. I'm sure there's going to be some cracked out shit, but the bar is not high. And boy, Ian, when I tell you this might be one of my favorite films of all time.
Oh my God, of all time.
Dude, it's just a cinematic experience. Like, okay, everyone talks about the cinematic experience. We've mentioned this before, I'm sure, on the podcast of like, you can only see it in the theaters. This movie is so cracked. This is the closest thing you can get to like Universal Studios like a sit down ride where you're like going through like a movie, but
a movie.
So you know how usually it's the other way around. So they get a movie, they turn it into a ride. This is the ride. If it was a movie, it's the opposite. It was so crazy for 2 hours. I'm just like, yo, what is this movie? I love every second of it.
Man, when I saw that trailer, I was so shocked to find out that these two actors, probably one of the more talented actors working right now, is in a Michael Bay. Yeah, Abdul. No, I'm thinking of a fucking basketball
and Asa
player.
Gonzalez.
But they're working with the Michael Bay, and I was like, what is happening? What universe did we slip into for this to be made?
So good.
Like,
so good.
I don't know, man. Every time I see Jake Gyllenhaal, I'm imagining like an artsier film, but this was so much lens flare, much like that classic Michael Bay.
Dude, there was
tones.
Exploding helicopters, exploding cop cars. This is apparently one of the things that Michael Bay does in every film is he tries to find like the latest technology and camera tech. That's dumb.
Okay.
He tries to find the latest camera technology and he tries to implement it in this film. In this case, the technology he implemented was FPV cameras, so like the first person drone flying footage, and they spliced that in like random places. And like, do you remember in GTA when you like GTA 5 when you switch to another character in story mode, you like start top down and then you go down like this, bro? Yeah. Imagine that. But okay, there's some moments in GTA 5 where you switch in between characters like that within scenes, and they like shoot up the camera and then it comes back down. But that like during the car chase, like you're in the middle of a bank robbery and shoot up in the sky, land back down. It is so sick. I love it. It was so like. As cracked as it was so sick because like they would do tricks too with it. So like you would be diving down and then you do a flip. I'm like, what is happening?
I know the drone guy was like, was just trying to impress Michael Bay, just doing some random
He's doing some random ass tricks, and Michael's like, keep it rolling. We need another one in the sky.
Imagine that was just test footage. He's like, work that in there. That's good.
Dude, because some of the shots
are
are just establishing shots of like them like zooming in with drones over the ambulance. But like, okay, also the movie is basically like, you know those movies that are like insulated in one place? So it's like that.
A bottle episode in a show.
Yeah, it's like a bottle episode, but instead the bottle is moving. The bottle is, so it's like, because it's an ambulance movie. So the premise of the movie, which I haven't explained yet to anyone, is two bank robbers, played by Jake Gyllenhaal and Yaya. They go into a bank and their bank robbery goes wrong. And then to get out, they go into a ambulance. They find an ambulance, they hijack it, and inside the ambulance is a police officer that they shot. But he's being kept alive by one paramedic, which is Asa Gonzalez. So they have to drive around because if they stop, then they'll get like whatever detained and shot up or whatever. But because they have a live cop in the back who's getting medical attention from Asa Gonzalez, they're allowed to keep going and the cops won't attack them. So they have to keep moving. So this movie is basically Speed, like GTA 5.
Yeah.
And it's also based off another film called Ambulance. I think it was a European film. I don't know where in Europe, but it was a European film. But so good. Literally, this is the closest thing you'll get to a GTA movie. The closest thing you'll get to a GTA movie. Because like it really does capture the feeling of in GTA 5 with your multiplayer and you have like a 5-star and you're driving around in the most random car you could find. You're getting shot up by everyone. You and your boys are in the backseat just like yelling and like, yo, you need to move this way. And you're all shooting out the back of the window with like, it's like a heist gone wrong or some shit, which is exactly like. So if you really like GTA 5, okay, I'm gonna get the pasta meter out of the way. This is a 3 bowl. I'm gonna have another bowl. I had 1 bowl. I'm waiting for 2 more.
That is way higher. You think they're gonna get a sequel?
No, it's not gonna. I don't think it's gonna get a sequel. Which is, I mean, we haven't touched on the IP yet, but maybe we'll do it later. But Ian, I love this movie so much, man. I never think I would have said this for this movie. But I love it.
Is it like a genuine love? Like, or is it like
I love it.
Like an escape room? It's not like an escape room love.
I genuinely love it.
Oh my God.
There's in the movie, there's a commercial for AirPods. They stopped to sell AirPods to you. And I'm like, I love this right now. I am here for it. Give me the AirPods. Throw out the wired ones. Give me some AirPod Pros in these fucking years.
It's literally that cracked out that you just love it that much. Dude,
I think it's just, I've gone to the point where like, I just love chaotic content, and it does help that I put it is partly because I watch everything on 2 times speed. Like there was a moment in time a few months ago where I was literally just watching a bunch of old Smosh videos, and that shit is super cracked out. So like I'm in the mindset right now where I'm like, I need the cracked content. And this movie is the cracked content that I've been looking for.
Man, so I'm about to read it. I'm gonna read an excerpt from Rotten Tomatoes. The audience says, if you're looking for an action-packed movie that doesn't rely on deep dialogue, complex characters, or even a story that makes a ton of sense, Ambulance absolutely delivers.
Dude, that's the thing. You know, I think we said this with Jackass earlier. Like, it sets out what it was intended to do. Jackass is not going to be the groundbreaking explosion into male masculinity or whatever. It's just going to be a bunch of dudes having fun, trying to make each other laugh, doing stupid shit. And they do it perfectly. Yeah. We love Jackass. I love Jackass. Jackass Forever is great. Same thing with this movie. This is just Michael Bay doing his cracked out shit, making explosives, making shit blow up, driving around, shooting shit, and having action-packed set pieces, not set scenes. That was weird.
Yeah.
Set pieces in Los Angeles doing cool shit. It did it perfectly. It fit the bill.
You know, man, it is what it is. It knows what it is.
Exactly.
I think Michael Bay wasn't trying to reinvent the Michael Bay wheels. You know what I mean? He just wanted to make a cool movie.
He just wanted to blow them up. He just wanted to blow the wheels up.
And he happened to get some really talented actors who were like, sure, let's fucking do it.
Yeah. But you could tell they were having fun on set.
See, that's what I was going to say. I feel like some actors who are like seriously like really good, they're like, I want to do a stupid movie. I want to do something fun. And I'm happy for them. I'm glad they can get to do movies like this and their careers won't take like a massive hit. No. You know what I mean?
And the fun thing too is like, although I've been explaining how chaotic and cracked it is, there are a few like sincere moments that do actually really work, which is very interesting.
Okay.
So in all the chaos, there's some sincere moments that really play off.
What is Michael Bay like? What made him famous? Was it his action? Is that what everyone was like into?
Yeah, Bad Boys, Transformers.
Oh, Michael Bay did Bad Boys.
Yeah,
I didn't know
Bad
that.
Boys.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
You have you watched a Michael Bay movie before?
I've watched multiple Transformers.
Okay.
I've watched one of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, right. That he did that too. Or I think he produced that. I don't know if he directed it.
I don't know. There's a lot of Michael Bay isms in that movie.
Michael Bay. Yeah.
But yeah.
I loved it.
I haven't seen a lot by him. Well,
I
Jesus, that's what. So this is how it's genreized. It's called an action, mystery, and thriller.
Well, I would say that all those three things do happen in the film. It is thrilling. There is some mystery, and it is dramatic.
Holy fuck! It is 2 hours and 16 minutes long.
It was 2 hours and 16 minutes that I enjoyed every second of it. I will repeat it again. 2 hours and 16 minutes. I did not. I will do it again.
Did it feel like 2 hours 16?
Yeah, it was a trip. Honestly, I couldn't tell you what time it was, but I enjoyed
Justin
every second of it.
went into the theater with the sun out, and then he left hours later with the sun brighter somehow. It took days.
I fucking love this movie, man. I fucking love it. Honestly, I'm glad
so
far 2 of the films that came out this year are like kind of cracked and stupid, like Jackass and Ambulance. And honestly, right now for me, they're in my top 10. I also don't know if I watched 10 movies yet in this year, so
top 10 like of this year, top 10.
I think by the end of the year, Ambulance and Jackass will definitely be honorable mentions, just because they're so unique in that, which is kind of what we're speaking to generally in this episode about IP. Like, there's no other films really like it.
Mm-hmm.
And that transitions to your film, Ian. Come on.
Oh my god! Now let's dumb it down. Come on isn't a masterpiece like Ambulance is, okay? I'm sorry I have to expose our audience to this drivel, this garbage. Joaquin Phoenix taking care of a kid for like an hour and 45 minutes.
That's what I do. That's what I do at least once a month.
Why do we need to praise Joaquin? Tons of mothers and fathers do that every day.
And they've been doing it for years.
Joaquin. Yeah, literally.
He didn't even make the child born. He just adopted him.
Yeah, he was just watching him. My mom did it 3 times.
And my mom did it twice.
Yeah.
Joaquin, what did you do?
Joaquin.
You pop any babies out of your belly? No, I don't think so.
Joaquin, all you did was adopt a trauma-induced boy. Big whoop. But no, Come On is a heartfelt story that I don't know why I've developed this like obsession with it. I don't know what it is. There's no plot to the movie other than the fact that it's just Joaquin Phoenix taking care of his estranged nephew while his sister and the kid's mom is dealing with the kid's dad, who is severely mentally ill, and she needs to help him out through that. That's the whole movie and its plot. I'm doing air quotes for audio listeners because there's no story that happens. It's just little moments, little tableaus of life, the highs and lows of having a kid, essentially. And if you are on the fence of having a kid, don't watch this movie, because I think it will sway you to not want a kid at all, and I think that might depress you. I'm in the camp of not wanting a kid ever. So when I watched this movie, I was like, yeah, I'd much rather be the uncle. Like, that's what it is. I'm like, I'm glad Joaquin Phoenix isn't this kid's dad, because Jesus Christ, I pull my hair out.
Oh
yeah,
fuck.
Not to say the kid actor was annoying.
You're not. Yo, is this a comedy or a drama? You know, what are you setting this up for?
It's a kind of a mix. You know, there's like funny moments, but then there's some really heartfelt moments, and I don't know. This movie is very. You know what it feels like to me? It feels like Midnight Gospel was turned into a really toned down, artsier film without all the LSD. That's what it feels like to me.
But they literally stripped the color away. It's a black and white movie.
It's literally like it's like Midnight Gospel's older, more toned down brother. That's what it feels like.
He's the cooler brother.
He's the cooler brother.
More than the young gun that is Midnight Gospel.
Exactly, because so Joaquin Phoenix plays a radio journalist, and he's going around the country interviewing kids, asking them about their future, and asking like, what do you think the future is going to be like? What do you have a message for kids in the future? And it's very introspective, and it's very interesting to look into childhood, into like what kids are thinking now, as people who are older, who are kind of past that, and seeing what they're going into. It's very touching, and it's kind of fucked because it's like, damn, this world is not made for the young anymore. The past generation just fucked it, and they know it, and they can't do anything about it, and it's very sad.
Interesting. You know what? There's an Instagram account I follow. I think it's called Recess Time or recess.time. And it's someone just interviewing kids about like whatever, but they're still happy and shit. They're like, I'm so excited. The most recent video I watched of that, it was the kid who was like, I want to go to Canada. And he's just explaining why he wants to go to Canada. I'm like, oh, that's so cute. Because I think it's from New York, so there's interviewing New York kids. And I was like,
I see.
It's so cute. It's so cute.
But you see, like, the questions are kind of ranging from like, if you had a superpower, what would it be? You know, some lighthearted questions, and then one of them would be like, your dad's in jail. How do you feel about that? And then the kid would just go into like a whole minute being like, I'm the man of the house now, and I don't know how to handle that. And I'm like, oh,
wait, is this like a 5-year-old or like a 12-year-old? Because I mean, it's two different
like a 13-year-old. It's like ranging from small kid to like teenagers, preteens.
Okay, and the account only goes for like
little kids. Like I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
because I'm like, there's no way the little kid. I'm like, this heavy from a 5-year-old. My dad, I'm the man in the house.
Yeah. I need to take care of my mom because my dad embezzled money from his company.
Take down,
bro.
My
hands are really callous from carrying all these baskets I have to do in the warehouse.
I have to learn how to cook for my siblings, and I only make the macaroni and cheese.
Yeah,
and it's all burnt.
My mom said I'm not allowed to use oil yet because it's a fire hazard, so I have to do everything just in the microwave.
I just cook everything in a toaster.
It's like this kid's life is the worst. You're just describing a really depressed kid.
Oh, my God.
But yeah, come on. I think it's shot. Oh my God.
You already ate like a really 6 times, bro.
I would say come on is like a really simple pasta, like 2 ingredients, but I would eat the whole pan. The whole pan pasta is what I'd make. But yeah, it was amazing. Everyone should check it out. It's really touching. That's like the most. Prime. It's on Amazon Prime, so there's no excuse not to watch it unless you don't have Amazon Prime. But get Amazon Prime. Who doesn't have Prime anymore?
Yeah, who doesn't support the Bays Man?
Everyone loves the Bays Man.
Everyone loves the Bays Man.
But yeah, that was Justin and Ian's solo watch reviews. Yeah,
solo watch. Now, in the comments below, let us know which one you watched instead. This is a duality of man right here. Are you gonna go out and watch Crack the Ambulance, or are you gonna spend the time basking in your thoughts and come on?
Yeah, are you gonna be masculine, or are you gonna be depressed? Which one do you want to do? Up to you. Whoever movie you watch, the loser has to get a cock piercing.
And then rub it on a chalkboard. Patreon content.
Rub it on chalkboard. That's it.
Okay.
Oh, man. So are we getting into the legend of the Northman?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right. Northman.
So, Justin, you
just released recently.
Northman.
It is by the man behind
Robert
the Veach.
Eggers joint.
Yes, it is by Robert Eggers, who is behind The Veach and The Lighthouse, the third film in the series.
In the
I wonder if he's
series.
Gonna do his whole filmography with those.
As a the? Yeah, yeah. I mean, man, you know what? For his this is his third movie ever.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure. For his first 3 movies, he hasn't missed once. I don't think he missed a single fucking movie, which is insane to think.
So Ian, do you want to give us a quick synopsis of what?
No, I did everything. It's your turn to do the Northman.
Okay, so the Northman is a Hamlet. It's a Viking movie that tells the tale that inspired Hamlet, or loosely follows the Hamlet story, which is also the Lion King story. So there's a young boy that we learn. I don't know who he is, but he's Viking. I don't know, where is this? Like Valhalla, whatever.
It's Vikings. You're right.
Yeah, North Atlantic is what it says in the film. So he watches his father die at the hand of his brother, and then he grows up and he seeks vengeance on his uncle who killed his father.
Do you see the Hamlet connection, everybody?
Or the Lion King
Does it remind you of high school?
Or Lion King?
It's literally Lion King. Like,
it's Viking Lion King.
A Viking Lion King. Lion King.
Lion King.
like Robert Eggers, Robert Egger, the Eggman. We're calling him Eggman from now on. Dr. Eggman, in an interview said that, in the very beginning, he explicitly says this is the Hakuna Matata moment of the movie, and I'm like, that's so funny that he is directly making a connection to Lion King.
Even
though I love that.
While in Lion King you have two lovable animal people and a lion learning to grow up, in this movie you have a lion of a man, as in Alexander Skarsgård, ripped to the gills, meaty as I want to be in 18 years, just murdering, straight up murder. He's a killer. He walks like his dick gets in the way. Like he swings it.
Hung. Like it. He's hung. You know he's hung. You know he's fucking hung the way he walks. The dude looks like he has no brain cells. It's just all kill, muscle, fuck.
But it's crazy because he does some tactical shit. Like for the Viking age, he does some tactical ass shit.
Yeah. I mean, he definitely has a thought. He's really good. He's really smart in battle tactics and killing. Yeah,
he's a
but
COD
I think
killer.
That's about it. That's what Anna Taylor-Joy is for. She's the cunning. That's what.
Oh yeah, Anna Taylor-Joy is in this movie as well.
We're getting ahead of ourselves again.
Yeah.
Cast is amazing.
Yeah.
I love the cast.
Dafoe, he plays a crazy man again.
Man, I love Willem Dafoe. He's barely in it, but he's in it like a lot. Like his presence. Without Willem Dafoe, you feel
it's not
him.
The same movie. He sets the tone.
You see his cock in the movie.
Oh, it was there? I thought it was in shadow.
You didn't notice? He slapped the fuck out of it.
I thought that was his butt.
No, that was his cock.
Oh, I completely missed it.
Dude,
damn
it was
I have
huge.
to rewatch it.
Dude, in the beginning where his first line where he makes a joke about how the uncle wants to fuck Amleth's mom.
Yeah.
He slaps his cock.
Oh,
and it just
but he's wearing
swings.
clothes.
But his dick is in a sock and it's just out.
No, you don't see his cock go.
Justin feels cheated now.
Oh.
He thinks I'm a liar. Now I don't even want to watch this movie.
I gotta remove this movie from my head. I'm gonna.
You know what? We're ending the podcast. We're not
I don't
doing
want
the
to talk
notes
about this
of it.
movie anymore. I miss Willem Dafoe's cock, and this is how I'm learning about it.
God damn it.
But yeah,
Willem Dafoe's in it. Ethan Hawke, Nicole Kidman. Yeah. I'm trying to name everyone who's in it. Anna Taylor-Joy. I think that's all the ones that I know.
That's all the main people
who are like big ones.
Yeah. I don't know the brother. What's the brother or the uncle?
Yeah, look him up. But yeah, the cast is great.
Ian,
they all have a purpose.
What you liked
but yeah,
about this picture?
This movie, what I really liked about this picture, I mean, I'm a big Robert Egger fan, and that's because his movies are so masterfully shot, and I think it feels really artsy for a blockbuster. Like this is the artsiest blockbuster I think you will ever watch.
Oh yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Like it's very blockbuster in its formula, and like it's definitely comparing
its scale.
Comparing how experimental and like out there and abstract like Lighthouse is and The Witch is. This one is pretty toned down. Like it's pretty straightforward. Like there is some like crazy ass imagery in it, but it's not like super extreme where it's like, oh, what the fuck just happened? Here's the thing, right? You kind of get it just of what's happening at all the time.
I feel like if this was another smaller company like A24 distributing it or even producing it, he would definitely make this more weirder and more abstract. I know for a fact, but I know because this was a blockbuster, he had to not dumb it down, but he had to simplify it.
Yeah, maybe, but it's also because he might have wanted to try it out.
That too. But yeah, like with The Witch, the ending was kind of ambiguous. Same with The Lighthouse. It was endings that were supposed to make you think. This ending is more cut and dry. Mm-hmm. No pun intended. But
no way. Oh, if you know we'll the movie, that is different now.
But yeah, but you know what I do? Like they all kind of end with the same shot. In The Witch, Anna Taylor-Joy is laughing by the fire. Pattinson is laughing at the lighthouse, and Alexander Skarsgård is laughing at Valhalla. Not laughing, but looking at Valhalla and kind of the lighting in the face. It's
Speaking
really
of Alexander
good
Skarsgård, this is his picture on IMDb.
Let's see.
Ready?
He got so jacked for that movie.
Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Oh, it didn't. Oh,
3.
Come on.
3, 2, 1. This is a visual joke, everyone. 3, 2, 1.
What the fuck? Why?
He's just dick out. No, he's not dick out, but he's not wearing pants.
But tidy whities.
For the audio listeners, we're looking at a picture of Alexander Skarsgård on IMDb.
His
and he's wearing a tuxedo
thighs.
suit, and that's it. He's just wearing a jacket, a tie, a shirt, and and socks and boxers. Oh, he has socks.
That's how I'm gonna pull up. That's how I'm gonna pull up to my convocation. I'm gonna be wearing nothing but a tux and then no pants.
And then he has tidy whities. It's not even boxer briefs. These are just briefs.
What a fashion statement. I love it.
But yeah, bro, this guy's ripped his balls, like murdering.
It's so crazy seeing him after the movie, like in interviews. He's a normal looking guy now, but when he was Amleth, bruh, he was the pinnacle of man.
He was man.
Like, he was man. He was what Adam thought he was, Giga Chad. But no, this is Giga Chad.
Different.
Also, the movie. My only downside with the movie is if you know Hamlet,
you know what's gonna happen,
and you know what's gonna happen. It's a little predictable, but not really predictable.
Mm-hmm. I think they do take the Vikingness and the surprises in the movie. Although you kind of know generally what's gonna happen, there are some interesting twists in regards to the Vikingness of it all. That kind of give the basic Hamlet storyline a little bit more of a twist and some interesting details that make this different from any Hamlet story you've seen before. Because I don't know if Hamlet fought a dead. Mm-hmm. I don't know if other Hamlet movies have a Elden Ring fight scene in the middle of the movie. Yeah, the boss battle.
No, but here's the thing. I was watching a video essay by, I believe the YouTuber's name is Film Speaks. Look them up. It's a good watch. I'm just going to give you
one that's like 37 minutes or something, right?
Yeah. I'm going to give you a cliff notes. He brings up the fact that Robert Eggers is like obsessed with mythical and like folk tales and like these fantasy stories. And it's true because The Witch is, in his words, they were a dark twist on childhood stories about like Hansel and Gretel, like three little pigs, like that type of shit. And The Lighthouse was also like, sailor mythical shit, like, all that folktale shit. And this one is also mythical. And it's very interesting because this movie isn't just Hamlet. It mostly is Hamlet, but there's some Excalibur in there. Yeah. And the sword being the chosen one, Excalibur, and you can only move it when you're like worthy or when it's like at the dead of night. And then, there's some Macbeth in there about some shit about fucking your mother, like Oedipus Rex. It's true.
Whoa, okay, I forgot about that.
Yeah, like even though I knew these things, Eggers did a very good job at pacing the story well and making the beats hit. Like I knew it was Hamlet, and I knew about Macbeth kind of being in there, and the fact that when his mother tried to fucking seduce him and it was working I think I looked at you in the theater. I'm like, no, don't do it, and they kissed, and I'm like, bro, you fucking idiot.
You are with Anya Taylor-Joy and you're picking Nicole Kidman, who is your mother. What is wrong with you?
He literally fuck Anya Taylor-Joy the night before,
and he's like, mommy.
Oh my god, mommy. But yeah, it's Nicole Kidman. She is beautiful.
Yeah, there's your little dose of misogyny, everyone. Your daily dose of misogyny.
Yeah,
your two favorite
men being creepy.
Yeah,
your two
favorite straight guy podcasts.
Yeah, we're rebranding
we're 30 seconds.
We're rebranding. We're rebranding our podcast to the mansplainers. That's what we're being called now.
Which is what most podcasts are now. Well, like the big.
Pretty much.
The big ones are like mostly mansplaining. Like Joe Rogan is just mansplaining.
Yeah, Joe Rogan, throwing fits, all mansplainers.
Yeah,
all the same.
Justin Ian podcast.
Justin Ian podcast,
and we're boy splainers. We're boy splainers.
Boys to splainers. Boys to mansplainers.
Oh, okay. Let's close it out. Okay, pasta meter, quick time, Ian.
Ooh,
I like this. Overall, I really enjoyed this take of this historic dish. There's some particular moments I would love to see again for different reasons. Any of the battle scenes I kind of want to see again because those shits was hard as fuck. Like,
bro,
they shot them in a way that was like non-traditional action. Like they let it sit, but like, it was very more. It's not even just like, oh, they let long shots, they let everything happen in the scene. There was that, and they were shot in a way that you really don't see action movies shot. Like it was just so artsy. Controlled. Like if you think of whatever you think of the traditional version of like an art house shot, like very wide, lots of spaces, interesting, like weird framing. That, but for action, that's you know what it felt like to me? It felt like a 2D scroller the way it was shot. That's what it felt like, a video game. Yeah, more Elden Scroll shit. Elden Ring. I don't know what the game called. It's Elden Ring and Elder Scrolls. That's like two different games. Yeah. But pretty much the same thing. They're all like Viking and sword fighting shit. Yeah. But yeah, I forgot we didn't mention Bjork. Oh, Bjork.
Bjork was in the movie. The most Scandinavian or whatever she is. Me neither. I didn't even know Bjork was in the movie till I saw the credits. I'm like, and then you're like, oh, she was the witch. I'm like, oh,
makes sense.
Bjork was the witch. To be fair, I mean, she didn't even look like Bjork. Really, she looks scary.
But like, if you know, I guess if you're a Bjork head, you would know that's
people
Bjork,
are probably like
Mama Bjork
screaming.
Bjork.
But
are we pronouncing her name wrong?
No, it's Bjork. It's right.
Bjork?
That's how you say
We're
Bjork.
thoughtful.
Yeah.
You know, we do our research.
But yeah, everyone should watch Northman. Maybe don't watch it with your mom.
Don't watch it.
But don't watch it with your mom. Watch it with your uncle. If you really hate him, if you really hate him, watch it with your uncle. Try to telegraph something to him. Just look at him the whole time.
Wow.
Look
familiar, bro?
Yeah. Oh, you're really close with my mom, eh? I'm fucking with you. Like that. Like that type of aggressive shit. But yeah. The Northman.
Ian,
everyone needs to watch
eater?
it. It's great. I'm going to say this as a prerequisite. It's not my favorite Eggers movie, but it's a good movie. A really solid movie. I'm going to give it, I would definitely eat 2 bowls. I'd eat it like a dog. I'd slurp it up on all 4s. You know, it's a good movie when it opens up with a burp and a fart.
Oh, dude, I completely forgot about how they were like animals for like 10% of the movie.
Bro, they ripped ass. And then Ethan Hawke's like, oh, we got a smart pup, don't we? It's so interesting.
And there was just like men being dogs, like literally men being dogs. Yeah. They were on their hind legs, barking and sniffing each other's butts. And
that whole berserker scene in the beginning when they're like turning into wolves, terrifying, dude.
Terrifying.
Absolutely terrifying. Bro, it was insane.
Chilling. Just like
the one thing
you see it in the trailer too. You see bits and bobs in the trailer, but that whole scene in its context. Ooh, and I just love the little detail of having Anya Taylor-Joy in the background. Like she's trying to like murk someone, but then she gets caught. Just love that little detail also, that they lay in there.
Yeah. I also really like how the film doesn't romanticize Vikings. Like they were terrible people. Like what they were fucked. Even though our hero is a Viking and he's he isn't a good guy. You're not supposed to. Yeah. You're not supposed to think he's our hero. He's like he's an anti-hero. He's
just the guy that we're following.
That's what it is. He's just the guy. He's not morally right or wrong for anything. He's just a guy. He kills innocent people the same way.
I mean, I don't know what kind of diet they're on, but I'd like to be on it. I'd also like to know that workout routine. If I got to start rowing.
The guy who trained Alexander Skarsgård made a YouTube video. I know, but and it's on YouTube about what he fed him and what he trained him with.
I did. I watched the video and I'm like, there's more to this. I must be a what's it called? I must be a 6 foot. What is it? Let's just say he's 6'7" because he's tall. I must be a 6'7".
Fuck, let's just say he's 7 foot, man.
Yeah, I'm a 7 foot. Sweet. What is he?
Skarsgård? That sounds Swedish.
He is Swedish. Sweden is Swedish. Yeah. I want to be a 7 foot Swedish man with genetics like that.
Man, he's a glorious man.
You know, it's funny thinking that thinking about his brother, who is Pennywise.
Mm-hmm.
You got one brother who's like big and masculine, and the other brother's like, I'm crazy. Oh.
Yeah, they both hit different things, you know.
They do. Family just
Bill Skarsgård's kind of more like the artsier one. He's kind of like the cigarette smoking, you know, like a very niche kind of alt brother. And then this is like the classical like football American. I'm gonna fuck your wife type of energy. Sports, guns, beer, killing. Beer, shotguns. It crushes it on his head. And then Bill Skarsgård's like, I only smoke hand rolled cigarettes. Like, that's his vibe.
And then the dad. He's just the dad.
Yeah. Wait, I don't think is their dad an actor?
Yeah, he was in Avengers and Thor. He's the scientist. Stellan Skarsgård.
That's their daddy?
Yeah.
I didn't know. Wow.
They're potentially a nepotism family, but I don't know. But you know what? After this movie, I wouldn't say that. They've made their name rightfully so.
I mean, if they are nepotism babies, they kind of owned it. They did a good job.
Yeah. The abs work. Yeah. His physique pays off.
It doesn't hurt that the Skarsgård brothers are very attractive, very attractive.
They hit their own audiences. Like If you want that, again, Ian said like the artsy guy, that's Bill. If you want the traditional masculine looking ripped guy,
that's Alex.
Alexander. Bro, they got one.
I didn't know that guy was Tarzan.
For everyone. Want an older one?
Yeah,
they have the dad.
Skarsgård for everyone. That's their family slogan. That's what they say to casting directors. You want a Skarsgård? Got a Skarsgård for everyone.
You want a tall one? You want an artsy one? You want a dad one?
Oh
we
my
got it all.
Bro.
Is there
we got
more?
them all.
Let's see.
How many Skarsgårds are there? It's like selling a Skarsgård is like kind of selling like a Honda
there are two
Civic.
more Skarsgårds. Gustav Skarsgård and Walter Skarsgård.
Are they all actors?
I don't know. I'll see. Scars. Yo, that's so cool. Oh,
being a nepotism
Gustav
baby?
Skarsgård is also in Vikings, and he does some TV shows.
So they really went into their like Icelandic, Swedish heritage, white people like thing.
Oh,
that's
it's funny.
thing.
Yo, it's so funny because Gustav Skarsgård looks like another version of Alexander Skarsgård, and then Walter Skarsgård looks like a younger version of Bill Skarsgård.
See, they're ranging, man. Everyone.
Literally. If you want to, that's crazy. What a family.
What a family.
That has been our what's it called? New IP. Let's close it out, Ian, on this little discussion before a quick 5-minute. We're talking about today we just listed a bunch of IPs, not counting Ambulance because that was a adaptation. And technically this is also an adaptation. Whatever. So we just listed our reviews of a bunch of movies that are or a few movies that are original properties or in new intellectual properties that aren't like stuff from another thing. And in the age of streaming, a lot of the new properties are just any new IP is thrown out into the streamers to be consumed by whatever someone just left it on TV just to sit there and just to fill out the content libraries of Netflix and Amazon Prime. But it's very rare that you see some new films that have no baggage behind them enter the movie theater.
Yeah.
And I really don't know what I was going with this because I forget how. Honestly, I was trying to make a nice discussion point that we can round it off.
I'm entranced. I'm entranced. You're making a lot of good points, man. Just keep going.
I don't even know what to say. I'm just like. So I'm trying to think of what we did for the casting episode because I know in the casting episode we did a review of the thing and like this we really didn't follow up with our initial topic of new IP. We just reviewed a bunch of new movies. So that what I feel like that's the most Justinian podcast thing of hey we're gonna do this and then instead we do something completely different that's loosely related to what we said we were gonna do.
Adjacent. It is
adjacent.
topic adjacent. That's what our whole podcast is. Our podcast should be called Topic Adjacent. That's kind of hard. That's kind of hard. Topic adjacent. We didn't make anything official.
No, I think I really like the other name, but we could do something with topic adjacent. I'm down. We just need to
topic
make it
adjacent.
We just need to figure out the
we'll figure
wording.
something out. Yeah.
We need to figure out the wording. Figure out the wording. We need to loosen up.
Loosen up.
I'm just trying to figure out and loosen up the wording. The wording doesn't relate to anything, but the other two words might. Ian, do you have any closing thoughts on new IP before we can just end it there?
Everyone go watch these movies.
One of them. Pick
maybe
one.
One of them. No, man, all of them. Fuck it. Watch all of them.
And recommend us a new IP that we should check out that we might have not watched.
Yeah, what's a show or movie
No shows.
Okay.
Just movies,
Justin can't do shows. What's a movie
Bro, I'm still on The Great
recommend?
Season 2, Episode 4. I haven't started it, and I watched the first 3 episodes 6 months ago.
Well, Moon Knight's wrapping up soon, so maybe you'll have time for that.
I watched the 3rd episode yesterday, so we're catching up very slowly.
You're stuck on the 3s. Well, by next week, hopefully, Justin will catch up and we'll review Moon Knight. We'll see.
No, next week we're going to be doing a fashion-related episode. Remember, that's how
you're right.
works.
But later down the road, hopefully we'll do a Moon Knight episode.
Moon Knight. So everyone, thanks again for listening to our review extravaganza. Sorry, we
Thank you for
have
listening.
not been producing any content. The well has been
listen,
dry,
guys,
but we are letting you know that the well
We're back.
we are refilling the well, letting it dry again, and then we are dumping a bathtub of water down it.
we're gonna ALS ice bucket challenge, you guys. We're gonna dump with a bathtub.
Bathtub of content.
Now that like most school is done and me and Justin's workloads are a little lighter, not free, but a little lighter, we'll be trying to produce a little more stuff for you guys. It's gonna be fun times.
Stay tuned, everyone.
Stay tuned. We appreciate all 20 of you.
Give it a little. It's a little hug. We'll give you hugs because kisses is non-consensual. We'll give you a consensual hug.
I'm gonna give you a little incestuous mommy kiss. Mwah. Just like a Macbeth. Mwah.
And I will.
And on that. You're going to be Anya Taylor-Joy watching in the corner.
Yes, I'm Anya Taylor-Joy watching in the back. All right, episode 48, right. Justin Ian Podcast. Bye!
Bye! Bye! Bye! Kiss your mommies.